Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're digging into a really ancient story. It's about the promise of the Messiah and this journey back to, well, Eden.
Right. Our sources describe this huge loss, a sort of cosmic battle, but also ultimate restoration.
Exactly. So our mission really is to unpack the key moments, the turning points, and figure out what this promised figure means for you.
Okay.
Our sources really kick off with Adam, don't they? That critical choice he made. What was that, and what happened right after?
Well, the narrative really highlights Adam choosing his wife over God, and that choice, it fundamentally changed him. He became like a slave to sin and to Satan.
A slave, wow.
Yeah, and his body was cursed, burdened with desires that made obeying God a constant fight, an internal struggle.
And it wasn't just him, was it? The consequences sort of spread out.
Oh, absolutely. The land itself, the very ground he was meant to care for, it became cursed too. Thorns, thistles, and it fell under Satan's rule.
So instead of building God's kingdom,
people started helping Satan, oppressing each other, basically building his kingdom. Adam apparently longed for how things were protecting God's creation, but he felt totally powerless.
Just trapped. But then, amidst all that despair, the sources point to something specific, a promise.
Yes, exactly. A single promise that offered hope, that God would send the woman's offspring. This figure was prophesied to defeat Satan and bring back rest.
The woman's offspring. Okay.
And connecting this to the bigger picture, you see, Satan had used Adam to break God's commands. His goal was ambitious, pull God off the throne, seize creation.
But he felt threatened by this coming offspring.
Definitely. A looming kind of existential threat. He figured if he could just stop this offspring, God's promise would fail and his own power would be secure.
It sounds like he thought God made a mistake, betting everything on Adam.
Yeah, the sources suggest he thought, stake the fate of all creation on a mere Adam. He just needed this last Adam, as he's called.
Last Adam,
Yep.
Contrasting with the first one.
Right. He just needed him to stumble once. Just once. And Satan wins. Permanently.
But that's not what happened. The woman's offspring, this last Adam, he arrived.
And he succeeded. Our sources show him as human, facing every trial, but obeying God perfectly, even, to the point of death. The ultimate example.
Following the commands, loving God, loving neighbor, perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So how did that one act, that one perfect life and death, actually bring about restoration? How does it undo everything?
Well, the last Adam became the sacrifice. He shed his own blood. This was the atonement for the first Adam's failure.
Treating something new.
Exactly. Establishing a new covenant, a new agreement between God and humanity. And through this, the first Adam representing humanity could be reborn by the Holy Spirit.
Reborn. Gaining power.
Gaining the power to overcome sin, to actually obey the commands, and even eventually conquer death itself.
It's incredible. The sources stress that the cross shows both God's love and his justice, right?
Absolutely. It shows sin has an infinite cost, a cost God himself paid. You can't take the commandments lightly after that. It's profound. Love and justice. Perfectly met.
So the narrative leads to the woman's offspring, who is God himself taking back control as the rightful inheritor.
Precisely. Satan actually tried to kill God, but that act, it backfired spectacularly. It exposed Satan's evil completely.
Sealing his own fate.
Sealed his judgment, crushed his power. Like the sources say, Satan's head is crushed. Done.
So we've traced this huge arc. Loss, struggle, sacrifice, victory.
Mm-hmm.
But the key question our sources push us toward is, what does this mean for you?
Right. The outcome described is total restoration. Adam, again, representing humanity, freed from sin's bondage, the body's curse ended, those fleshly desires gone.
And the land.
Restored to Eden, Adam gets back his dominion. And these martyr witnesses become king priests, entering a restored Holy of Holies, this new Jerusalem.
Like direct access to God's presence again. A true jubilee. Everything lost is returned.
Yeah. It's complete freedom. Land restored, truth proven, death conquered. Free will is completed. Sin and death are just gone from creation.
Which leads to the completion of creation itself, as the sources put it.
Exactly. Creation finally reaches its intended perfection.
That idea of completing creation is powerful. It suggests it's not just going back, but going beyond Eden. Can you elaborate just a bit on that?
Yeah, it's not just hitting reset. It's achieving the final goal. Free will, for example, isn't just restored. It's perfected because humans can now truly choose good, empowered by the Spirit. Creation is fully realized, free from corruption, perfectly aligned with God's original design. It's the ultimate end game.
Wow. This deep dive really shows an incredible journey, doesn't it? From such deep despair to this total victory in restoration.
It really does.
It really makes you think, what does it truly take to reclaim something utterly lost? And what kind of power can achieve that kind of transformation against, well, what seem like impossible odds? Something to really ponder.